Read between the lines, it's Mandy and Deb. Books, bold opinions, and things that we've read. Pour up a glass, spill all the tea. Dark romance or rom-com spree. Read between the wines, where every sip comes with a plot twist.
Welcome back to Read Between the Wines with Mandy and Deb. I'm Mandy.
And I'm Deb.
Thanks so much, everyone, for being here and hanging out with us. If you're watching on YouTube, please remember to like, subscribe, comment on our videos. Let us know what you like, what you don't like, what you want to hear more of. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple, same thing. Subscribe, leave us some comments. Shout out to Allie B on Spotify. Girl, thank you so much for commenting as much as you do.
Yeah, heck yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for showing the love. We appreciate it. And I love reading the comments. It's great.
And in case anybody didn't know, we are on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook as well. I am doing the best that I can with life happening around me to post every day, but we're going to get there.
You're doing a pretty darn good job considering who reposted your video that you put up the other day.
I know.
Little braggy brag moment.
I know. We got Megan Quinn to repost our video on TikTok. We've been brushed with fame twice.
Can I just tell you? I was like, I don't even care if it gets us more views. I'm like, she's seen our faces.
I
like,
know.
we exist to her.
She's going to see this and be like,
stalker bitches.
No, we're not like that.
No.
We love you, Megan.
Oh
my God, we love you so much. We love your books. We're spoilers. We are in the midst of Merry Christmas, You Filthy Animals. So look for that coming in the next couple of weeks.
Couple weeks. We're going to wait to get a little bit closer to Christmas. So it really hits you in the Christmas feels.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So excited.
But what are we talking about today, Deb?
Well, first, do you have your wine?
I do. We can get back to more gossip later, but I just want to give the people real quick of what we're doing. Then we'll get back to chit chat.
Well, we need our wine for this one because we are and look, fitting for the situation currently. We are doing If You Tell by Gregg Olsen. And if you guys listened to our horror episode with my sister-in-law, Jordan, this was a book that she highly recommended. It was a doozy.
Yeah.
But it did not disappoint. I am a huge true crime fan. So I very much enjoyed this book, but at the same time, this book gutted me.
Yeah.
Like, to the core.
Yes.
It was,
yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So if you're interested in that, hang around. We're going to chat about it. If you haven't read it and you want to, it is on Kindle Unlimited. That's how I found it. And I told Deb, I was like, you remember when I said I'm kind of done with this genre for right now? And then I said, just kidding. I'm going to read something else. Yeah. Fooled you. So I started reading it and I'm like, Deb, this is so fucked up.
And I was like, I gotta read it.
Yeah. So that's what's on the docket today. But before we get into the heavy, let's keep it light. So Deb, you have your wine?
Okay, got my wine. It's more Prosecco. Who would have thought?
I got Josh Pinot Grigio.
Pinot Grigio.
Heavy pour today because I'm going to need it.
Never a disappointment, the Josh sellers. Absolutely never they're just always so good.
It's just good.
Yeah.
The perfect go-to.
Wine.
Yep, we like it. We like it here at RBT Dubs.
Did you have a glass before we did this?
No, I swear to God.
Are you sure?
I am positive. I'm positive.
Oh, God. So we actually tried to record this episode on Sunday, and it did not go well.
No, it was a clusterfuck of epic
A
proportions.
shit show. It took me 30 minutes to get my camera and my microphone set up, and then by the time we got it set up and we got going, the dog threw up everywhere.
Yeah.
And we said, let's try again Wednesday.
Yeah, well, like, we're good as far as what we've got in the bank. We can just, let's do this another time.
We hear you, universe.
Yeah.
We'll do this on Wednesday.
Always listen when it's screaming at you not to do
Yeah.
something.
Literally, it was like, don't do this. Not today.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
do it. Oh,
Well,
man.
in the meantime, since we took a little break from doing episodes, I am in another Onyx Storm hangover because I know I'm in another
Best
hangover. I
hangover.
already was hungover from it, and I'm hungover again because I have been listening to Fantasy Fangirls podcast. And
yeah.
they do these super duper deep dives into
Yeah.
the entire book. And I'm talking like they do like 12, 2.5, 3 hour episodes per book. Yeah. So guys, if you like fantasy, they've done a couple series, go listen to them for an in-depth, like,
Yeah.
they're really, really good. Really, really good.
Yeah. Shout out to Fantasy Fangirls.
Yeah, shout out Fantasy Fangirls.
They just interviewed Rebecca Yarros when she was in Disney.
They
and
did.
Rebecca was giving us some tea on the next book, and I can't wait. Rebecca, please don't write your contemporary romance. Just do this one. Just do this, please. The fans have spoken. We don't want contemporary. We want more Fourth Wing.
Just need to know what happens. And now, especially because I've been listening to them and like all their theories with it, their theories that they're coming up with are like, I can see all of them potentially happening. So now I'm like, oh my God, so much could possibly happen. And I need to know which one it is.
There's so many theories out there, and I've briefly
Blah, blah, blah.
Maybe I had an extra glass before this.
Seriously.
I've briefly listened to some of their stuff. It's getting a little bit harder for me to listen during the day to those types of like podcasts, only because I'm like, wait, I gotta like dedicate all of my attention to it. But they are excellent. So,
yeah, they're really good at what they do. So, like I said, if you like that, they're in it for the long haul.
Yeah,
we're in it for a quickie. So, if go listen to them for a long-term relationship, and then come back to us for a quickie.
Maybe one day when we get like real situated and settled with this, and we're able to like really sit and annotate our books and write down, maybe one day we'll get there. But I mean, for right now, it's so much easier to be able to do the quickies and like hit like the main key points, and then kind of talk about our theories. But they pick it apart like you wouldn't believe. It's so good.
So good.
So good.
I never thought it could turn like 3 or 4 chapters of a book into like, I mean, I know you could turn it into a 3-hour conversation. We've had those conversations, but they just do a really brilliant job in outlining it and everything. So I want to hats off to you guys. You guys are doing a great job.
We've got a co-host today.
Ooh. Hey, Booms. Oh, you don't care.
Boomer. He's like, whatever. Look at him. Side eye.
There he is. All right. What do you say? Should we get into it? This
Heck
heavy,
yeah.
heavy. Oh, gosh. Okay.
Guys, there is a lot of sensitive content with this. We are talking about murder, trauma, abuse. It is, I mean, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
It is heavy, and we will try not to give too much detail because this book goes into really heavy detail and description on what has happened. So we'll try not to do that. We'll let you, if you choose to read this book, just know it is very heavy. Read at your own risk. But it Jordan had said when we were doing our episode with her, you know, what a horrible story with like such a good outcome for these sisters.
Yeah.
That this abuse happened to. And she's absolutely right. Like, it was so nice to see that the 3 sisters were still so close with each other. They came together, they figured out a plan and everything to get out from underneath their mother. And it really, it does give you that sense of like, oh, thank God, but not without a lot of trauma.
Yeah. A lot of unfortunate happenings. And I remember Jordan saying that this took her a while to get through. I don't think it took us as long. I know for me, the reason why it didn't take me as long is because like I started it. I know I want to finish it, but I just like really want to get through it. So because it was very uncomfortable to read, but it's an important thing to talk about, you know. So
absolutely. And it took me no time to get through this because again, I love like investigative stuff. I really love true crime. I love hearing about these types of situations from the curiosity standpoint of like, why do people do this? And why do people feel these things and what wires their brain to make them think that these things are okay? Like, that's where I come from. I find it fascinating. I do not think any of what has happened is okay. Just get it out there. I know I joke. Listen, I know I joke, but it's a horrible story. The victims, absolutely, like, hearts go out to them. This woman was a monster, and nothing of what has happened is okay.
Right.
So
just want to get that out there.
Yeah. I thrive on it, but I don't think it's okay in any way, shape, or form.
Right. So the monster in question that we're referring to is Shelly Michelle Knotek and her family, and what a lot of people had to endure over a very long period of time. I mean, just to start off, Shelly's early life wasn't particularly great.
She had basically a mom that was very absent, a father that was very absent, and she was living with her mother. Her father remarried, and biological mom basically called up stepmom and said, you know, when are you coming to get these kids? And she dropped them off basically at their doorstep and was like, they're your problem now. So, like, and to be fair, Shelly's father and stepmother did everything that they could to give her a good life. Forgive me, her name is Lori, is her stepmother.
Oh, Laura, I think. Lara or Laura. I'm not sure how she pronounced it, but it's spelled Lara, so I would assume Lara.
Yeah, so she tried to give her like a decent, loving home.
Yeah.
And it just, something was wired in her. And I think it stems from Shelly's grandmother, who was, she was just a not nice woman.
No, not a nice woman and kind of an enabler.
Yep.
And I think a lot of the traits that Shelly picked up were from the grandmother. She was very narcissistic, vindictive,
Yep.
and I feel like that's where she picked up a lot of her traits.
Right.
I'm not a psychologist, but, one can just assume that
Right.
when you grow up in an environment, kind of, not that she was there all the time, but she didn't she live with her grandmother for a longer period of time?
She did. I think I remember reading that she cut off all of Shelly's hair because she wasn't
Yeah.
listening. Like very mommy dearest type of
It
situation.
was, but from what the way I took it was more to get back at the daughter-in-law, because it was like, you don't
Correct.
keep her hair well groomed, so I'm going to cut it
Right.
all off. It was more like as a slight to
Right.
her rather than Shelly.
Right. Right.
Just
It
ugh.
was, and guys, also just another disclosure, like it's going to be hard for us to give you all the details while also leaving out
Yes.
like the gruesome details. So just bear with us a little bit, because we don't want to give you all of the details
Yeah.
about some of the things and everything that have happened, because again,
It is very
graphic.
sensitive. Yeah, it's very sensitive.
Graphic too.
And it's
Yeah.
true crime. You can absolutely go, even if you're not interested in reading this book, but you're interested in the story, you can absolutely go look up everything online. It's all there.
If you want a really good podcast that summarizes this case in particular in an hour and gives you a decent amount of detail without giving you all the gruesome, bloody details, My Favorite Murder does cover this case, and they do a very good job at that. They keep it very as PG as they can keep it.
Okay,
So
cool.
that if I love them. Oh my God, I love them. So shout out to My Favorite Murder.
I'm just shouting out everybody today.
I know, right? Everybody.
That's okay.
Everybody come follow us.
Yeah. Come hang
But
with us. I want to party with you.
Right. But anyway, Gregg Olsen, who was a reporter, does a very good job at capturing all these details that have happened. I don't want anyone to be scared of this book if you are into this type of a read and you're not afraid of the heavy hitter topics. He does an amazing job. This book is very well put together. It flows incredibly well. But anyway, yeah, Shelly's home life growing up was not good. It wasn't. But not to the point of what she has done to other people. By no means. So, like, this is where my brain goes to, is like, how did we get from point A, which was not great, but not to the point of point Z?
Right.
Like she's at the totally opposite end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
She, like cutting off your grandchild's hair in spite of your new daughter-in-law is a terrible way of going about things, but she didn't kill anybody.
Yeah.
So,
good point.
Anyway.
Well, so Gregg Olsen takes us through, Shelly from a child, adolescent, growing up, kind of just to get through that. She is married multiple times and has a child with each husband. The three sisters that we're going to talk about today, Nikki, Sammy, and Tori, all have different fathers.
Right.
The Dave Knotek, who is in most of this story, is Tori's father, and the other kids refer to him as dad for the story, but he is the one that really, when we start talking about like the things that were happening, he's the one that was there with Shelly for most of it. Would you agree with me with that? Am I right?
Yes.
Okay.
And Shelly was very big on whoever she was with at the time. That's who her kids called dad.
Yes, you're right.
Which, I mean, I can understand if you're adopting them as your own, but not in a sense, because I think it was Sammy still had a very good relationship. I think, was it Sammy that had still talk to her dad or was it Nikki?
I don't remember, to
One
be
of them,
honest with you.
I think one of them still talked to their biological father. And she was like, Dave is great, but he's not my dad.
Yeah.
Like, so, and then I think at one point how Shelly acted, Shelly was very vindictive. If she didn't get her way, everybody felt it. She raised hell. She would treat people terribly. She would really put her husbands down, which is, kind of leads into why she's been married multiple times. The men have left her in her life, or she has left them because she didn't feel like they were masculine enough, like they gave her enough, like they provided enough. And, that's hard on anybody.
Wasn't one of her husbands before Dave, didn't one of them work for her father, and she had it arranged where he didn't even get his paychecks? They went right to her.
Correct.
Like,
Terrible.
I mean, in the big scheme of things, that's like the least of the bad things that she's done.
Yeah. But it all snowballs from there.
Yeah. So, I mean, she has these three amazing girls, and they all suffer in different ways with Shelly. I mean, Nikki, I think,
got the brunt of it.
The worst, the absolute worst of it. Especially when the nephew Shane came in to live with them. And we can talk about Shane a little bit later. But yeah, the things that Nikki was expected to do, the degrading things that Nikki was forced to do. It's just, and I'm sorry if like I get like emotional during this, but when you have kids, like this is just, you can't even imagine somebody acting like this towards their own kids. It's just like so disgusting.
Yeah, it is. Listen, I don't have kids of my own, right? And I'll never know to the extent of like what you feel or what some of my friends feel who do have kids, because I don't have that for myself. However, I can imagine how devastating it must be for a mom to listen to the things that someone has done to their own biological children. Like I'm sorry, you made life.
Right. Well, I mean, just think about it. I mean, and I know how much you love and are protective of Dean. Like, just imagine if somebody would, like, I don't even want to put that out there, but like, just what you would feel about that times like 100,000 million.
I I am not a violent person, But I mean, if anybody put my nephew in danger, I can say that I would go to lengths of like beating someone's
Yeah.
ass. Like I would do anything for him.
Right. And that's what you're supposed to do for
Right.
your kids, your nieces and like that's what you're
Yeah.
supposed to do.
I would do that for him. I would do that for, Ben, who is Gary's nephew, and my nephew as well. My friends' kids, like, of course. Like,
Yeah.
I love all of my friends' kids. I love my nephews. I mean, like, you're right. Like, I'm very protective. I'm protective of my fur babies
Yeah.
too. And but it goes back to, maybe I don't understand to the fullest extent, but I can get a glimpse of it and
Right.
understand a piece
Right.
of it.
Absolutely. Because you're a sane person.
Am I?
For the most part. For the most part.
I'm not going to murder somebody.
No. But I mean, so some of the things that, and not to get into like the graphic detail, but some of like the less graphic things that are still absolutely terrible that these kids had to do. I mean, she would lock them in their rooms.
Yep. Not allow
with
them to use the bathroom.
Yeah, they were not allowed to use the bathroom or take a shower. They had to ask permission to do either of those things.
Yep.
Lock them in their closets.
Yep.
Yeah.
When Shane came to live with them, and I would not say that Shane was a defiant type of kid to them. Shane is Shelly's nephew that came to live with them. He seemed like an overall good kid. Maybe he had some like normal adolescent tendencies of like
Yeah,
talking
like
back and that like normal
right.
kid shit.
Right. That you just be like, go to your room, but I'm not locking it. And you can still, use the toilet if you need it.
They forced him and Nikki to strip down and dance naked together. I mean, that is terrible.
It's so gross. It's just
this woman was vile, and everybody suffered at her hands. And you and I have different feelings, I think, on like Dave and Laura and like all of their involvement in knowing in what they were doing and what she was doing. I think from my standpoint, and just, I'm no expert. I've never gone to school for like criminology or anything like that or psychology, but just in what I have watched and what I have learned in some of these things from testimony of, psychologists and everything. When you are in the presence of somebody like that and you don't have the enough to be able to say like I really cannot defy this person due to how they treat me when I do.
Right.
And have that strength behind it, it is very easy for you to quickly succumb to that like manipulation.
No, and I completely understand and agree with you that it's absolute fear. It's when you hear about, women who are in abusive relationships and people just say like, well, why don't you leave? And it's like, well, it's not that easy.
It's not that
all
easy.
The time.
It's not.
Yeah.
It is not that easy at all.
Right. So it's very easy for, me or anybody else to say like, why didn't somebody say something sooner? Why didn't they leave? But
Correct.
We were not there. We don't know. We don't even, I mean, personally, I have only read this book on this topic. I have not done any other kind of, research on what happened here. There could have been more that was going on for all I know.
Right.
So, I'm sure if it were that easy, they would have just done it.
Correct. when you have someone who is emotionally manipulative, when you have somebody who is financially abusive,
Right.
physically abusive, verbally abusive, it breaks you down, and it breaks you
Yeah.
down to a point of like you don't feel enough of a person to be able to walk away and say, I can rebuild, I can do this, I can do
Mhm.
that, and everything.
Or
And
anybody
it,
will believe you,
or
you know?
anybody will believe you. And this was back in the time where it, like, and I hate to put that stigma out there that, like, you know, police would not believe men if men came to
Mm.
their and said that
Mhm.
they were being abused by their
Right.
wife. Like, but there's no doubt in saying that that kind of did happen back in, the later days.
Yeah.
Or that, a child could go to the police and say, like, my mom beats me. And it's like, but are you just being a bad kid? Like, is it just like a spanking situation?
Right.
You
Like a slap on
know?
the ass,
Right.
which we both got. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's
Whatever.
just what it
We
is.
turned
When
out
you're an 80s kid and you talk back, you got a slap on the ass.
and we turned out just fine.
Also questionable, but
I
we
I, th-
digress.
I think we turned out fine.
I think we turned out fine
I
too.
think mom and dad raised two pretty good kids.
I don't know. When I hear the comments that come in on our podcast from when dad listens to them, I don't know.
I mean,
Anyway, I'm not trying to make light of the situation at all, but sometimes because
right.
this is such a heavy topic, Deb and I need to insert a little bit of levity because it is just so heavy.
You have to. And going back to my favorite murder, um, my favorite murder does insert some humor into what they talk about. And it's not because they find anything about this funny. If you talked about this all day, every day, 24/7, you would get depressed. You
Yeah,
have to be able to put in some type of, you know, lightness to it. It
right.
doesn't mean we find anything funny. We
Nope.
don't think anything of what has happened to these poor girls, her husband, Kathy. We don't
No.
think any of this is funny, but you
Nope.
do need to be able to find something to kind of help it. We also
Yeah.
are anxious people, and I think we
Yep.
resort to humor before anything.
1000% yes.
Cheers.
I definitely have an anxious laugh. Absolutely.
Me too. Can I just tell you, talking about anxious laughs, I've like been in arguments with Gary before, and I just laugh at him, and he's like, "Are you kidding?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, I'm anxious."
Yeah, okay, so I am
I'm
so
sure
not
you've gone
proud.
through the same
Yes,
with
I am not
Steve.
proud to tell this story. No, I feel like this is even worse. When Dean was a baby and taking him to the pediatrician and him getting his vaccines for the first time, and this kid is just hysterical, crying, and I'm laughing. And
And the
the nurse is
pediatrician's
looking
like,
at me like,
"You good?"
and I'm like, I don't know what else to do. I'm a
Right.
new mom. I don't know what's going on. He's screaming his head off. He doesn't do that at home. So, like, yeah, it's kind of funny to me because I don't see him do this usually.
Oh, poor Dean
I was like,
Bean.
I can never come back to this pediatrician ever again.
I think I went with you that one time.
You might have.
I think I did. And I think we were both like, "Oh, poor Dean."
Oh, God. Well,
Oh, we love you, Dean Bean.
we
We
love
don't
you,
want
Dean
you.
Bean. Oh, you better not be listening
Anyway.
to this episode, though.
Oh, shit.
Or any of our episodes for that matter.
Yeah, you too young, kid. Anyway.
Anyway, let's talk about Kathy a little bit.
I typically, I think I stated at the beginning of this, I typically can handle most things when it comes to the talks of true crimes and that kind of stuff. My heart broke so hard for Kathy. I was crying. I mean, it doesn't take a lot for me to cry, but I typically don't cry during these types of things. I was hysterical. This poor woman who was manipulated to think that Shelly was her friend. And
she was going to help her. She was coming in to help Shelly. Like,
yeah,
because that's how it was presented, right? You know, Shelly,
correct.
Dave was out doing jobs, really not coming home a lot of the time during the week. So
Correct.
Kathy was
He was in the county over, which made him have to stay there
right,
for through the week, and then he would come home on the weekends.
right. And, you know, Shelly's got these 3, you know, horrendous children that she needs help with.
4,
So
Shane was still with her at that
that's
point. Yeah.
right. Yeah. So Shane
Mm-hmm.
too. So Kathy
Yeah.
was her hairstylist, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And she was going through her own financial difficulties. And, you know, Shelly had just said, well, why don't you just come live with us? You can help me out. Oh, because that's what it was. The baby was on the way.
Right.
Tori,
And
she was pregnant with Tori, and Tori was on the way.
correct. And she said to her in exchange for free room and board, if you help me with the kids, I'll help you get back on your feet. I'll give
Right.
you a place to stay. Um, and all of that. And I mean, oh,
Absolute complete opposite of what really happened. I mean, the kids would hear them fighting and Kathy just apologizing for things that she didn't do, but
correct.
Shelly had Kathy convinced, gaslit her so much to think that she was sleepwalking and doing certain things in her sleep when that was not happening. Shelly was
Eating all the food in the
eating all the food.
house.
Yeah. And it was Shelly who was putting, you know, the empty plates under her bed and moving things around. And it's like, no, Kathy, you're doing this. You're
Yeah.
sleepwalking. To
And
the
the
point where
kids are
she
all
probably actually believed it.
yeah, and the kids all see it and they're like, I saw you, Mom, put the plates under
Yeah.
Kathy's bed." And poor Kathy still didn't believe she she loved those kids. This is what broke my heart.
Yeah,
She
me
loved
too.
those kids so much that she sacrificed herself for these
She
kids.
did. It was don't say anything. You didn't
Don't
see
say a damn
anything.
thing.
I will
Nope.
take the blame and the beating, whether physical, verbal, emotional beating for
Yeah.
you guys. So you guys, even though they did get a lot of that, if
Yeah.
Kathy weren't there, they would have gotten it a whole hell of a lot worse
Yeah.
because that was Shelly's target for a
Hmm.
long, long time.
Yeah. Yep. And Shelly just preyed on her. Kathy would run away and Shelly would go out looking for her, find her, put her in the car, bring her
Bring
back.
her back.
They went on a camping trip, I think, and they said, "Oh, Kathy, you can sleep in the trunk." Like it is seriously the most heartbreaking thing that you can do to another person who like I don't know. I felt bad for the girls, of course, because what mother does this to their children, but how do you just prey on like somebody you don't even know like that?
Yeah.
Like,
And I think, although we did get a lot of detail that happened with the kids, I think because they were kids in that situation, we probably didn't get a lot of the details. I think because, you know,
yeah,
Kathy being an adult at the time, it's a little bit more, I don't want to say palatable, but it's a hell of a lot worse if you're hearing it about kids. Um,
well, and also I do feel like Shelly, because they were her children, there was a situation where Shelly pushed Nikki into they had one of those showers with the glass doors.
Yeah.
And she
Oh, my
pushed
God.
Nikki into the shower, and it shattered, and it cut her up completely. And Nikki said that was the first and only time I had seen my mother have remorse for me and something
Yeah.
that she did to me. So I do think that to an extent, the abuse wasn't, it didn't go so far with them because some of that, you know, these are my kids came
Yeah.
out.
It's
But
still
to other people, it was like she
right.
had no problem. No problem
None.
whatsoever.
No. Kathy, I think she didn't. And again, I apologize for not remembering all the details because like I was telling Deb earlier before we started, like
This is
I enjoy
hard.
this is hard and I read it and I did not retain this as like I do other books because I was like, get out of my brain.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's understandable. This book
Yeah.
is ingrained in my brain now.
No.
If I could take my brain out and scrub it clean, I still think that it would be
Yeah.
imprinted on my brain. It was horrible. It was
Yeah.
absolutely horrible. And you know, the just the fact that she preyed on such weak people because
Yeah.
she knew she could.
Yeah, because yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. Because she knew she
Yep.
could.
Yep.
So, I mean, Shelly, the evolution of Shelly in the house was, I mean, just getting lower and lower and lower and lower till eventually she wasn't even sleeping in the house, right? They had her sleeping in, I think they called
Kathy,
it
you mean?
I'm sorry, Kathy.
Mm,
Yes,
yeah.
in the flag house. I don't know what that is. I'm just some kind of shed or
Yes.
outbuilding, as they call it down here in the South.
Kind of. Yeah.
Just
Basically, like a tiny hut.
in the
Same thing.
backyard.
Yep, she couldn't come in. She couldn't use the bathroom. God forbid Shelley saw any type of evidence that she was either in the house using the
Mhm.
bathroom, or if she found any evidence of her using the bathroom outside, that would be cause for some type of abuse.
Punishment.
Um, so the part that stuck out the most with me and really made my stomach turn, and I'm not going to give like major details, but at the beginning of this book, they say, the girls cannot walk through the supermarket and go down the cleaning aisle due to and look at the bleach.
Bleach.
And I think you can imagine from there, because Kathy wasn't allowed to shower in the house. She wasn't allowed to come in the house at all.
She wasn't allowed
And
to give herself a shower. Let's just put it
yeah,
that way. You can kind of
correct. Leave it at that.
leave it at that.
Yeah.
Just
And I mean, this woman just got so malnourished. Her hair was falling out. Her teeth were falling out. Nobody would get her any type of care. Shelley wouldn't let her go to the doctor. Shelley proclaimed herself to be a nurse when she really wasn't. So she was doing kind of, botch type
botched
of,
like minor office surgeries that
correct, on
oh,
on Kathy, and the abuse was so bad that Kathy, you know,
succumbed to her.
succumbed to her injuries, succumbed to
And
the
yeah,
abuse, and she passed away. And because they had all this land, nobody knew, and they built a giant bonfire, and poor
and there she
Kathy
went.
was
Poor
put
Kathy
in
was
put in that fire, and I think they said it burned for like 8 hours, 5 or 8 hours, I forget.
Yeah, and they used, like, lots of different types of accelerant to just
Yep.
make sure that now Shane did know what happened,
Correct.
and Shane, the nephew that was living with them, unfortunately disappeared not too long after, which the story that Shelly put out was that he left and he's gone, to be a fisherman or something like
In
that, and
Alaska.
in Alaska, and the girls all thought that was very strange for Shane to run away and for Shelly not to do an extensive search like she did for everybody else when they would run away. Like, for her to give up
Correct.
after just a couple hours, like, that does not seem right, and it
Because
sure wasn't.
everybody ran away
Yeah,
at some point,
they did, yeah.
and she would always go looking for them, and she would always bring them back. So the fact that he left and did this, the girls were like, "Are you sure?" And she played it off as like, "I'm going out to the store. I'll be back in a bit. If Shane calls,
Right,
tell like tell him that he needs to let me know where he is."
right. And she would play off that same lie to Lara when she would call, like, "Oh, you just missed him. You just missed him." Or, "I just talked to him. He's doing well. He's up in Alaska." All lies. Shane was,
Narcissistic to like the bone.
yeah, he was killed at the
Yeah.
house. And
Dave,
same
yeah,
thing.
her Dave shot him like in
Yep.
the back of the head.
Yep.
Just point blank, basically, because Shelly said to him, "What are you?" Shane was taking photos of Kathy, and he told Nikki, "I have photos of Kathy.
Yeah.
I know that they killed Kathy.
Yeah.
We can go to the police." And Shelly found out, and Shelly said, "What are we going to do with Shane? What are we going to do?" And she broke
It-
Dave down so far.
Yeah.
And
And
then Dave,
she says we, like she was
yeah,
going to be the one to pull the trigger, and
right.
no, she, as
And
much as a
then
monster as Shelly was,
she
she
never,
wanted somebody else to do that kind of.
always.
Oh.
So that happened, and Dave shot Shane. And then Shelly goes, "Why did you do that?"
Yeah. This fucking woman, I
She's
like,
she's one of the worst. I mean, say what you want about like,
no,
some of the
this,
things that have happened. She's one of the worst. She is.
ugh.
And the
And
fact
then,
that
yeah, God.
the fact that she's free now.
I- we'll get to that before we wrap up. I'll give you a
Yeah.
rundown of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just, and I'll get to that at the end, because that's
Yeah.
when I'll probably get into my rage section.
Yeah. I mean, arguably so.
Yeah.
Like I absolutely will join you in that. But anyway, so, some time has passed, and then in comes this man named Roger. Now,
Is it Roger or Ron?
oh, Ron, I'm sorry. I've been referring to him as Roger. His name is
That's
Ron.
okay.
You
There's a lot of names.
You're right. There are many names.
It's a lot of people, and we haven't even
texting.
touched on everybody.
Yeah. I think I remember texting you and being like, what's this family tree that I just got in 3 seconds of starting this book?
Yeah.
I mean, you got everybody, like from the tippy top all the way down to the bottom. And I was like, who are these people?
It's a lot to download. Yeah.
So Ron, and I'm sorry, I do forget how Shelly found Ron and got connected with Ron. I think it was because his mom was in the facility that Kathy was working at. Ron was a veteran.
No, that was a different gentleman that I'm not going there's still kind of mystery about what happened to that you're talking about Mac.
Yes.
That was
Yes. Okay.
Ron was
Lots of
he
names.
was a friend of Shelly's. He again needed assistance financially. He was
Yes.
I think he was living with his mom and his mom kicked him out because of too many cats or something like that. I just remember there being
Yes.
discussion around cats. And again,
Yes.
I have to apologize as well because by the time we got to this portion in the book, I'm like, I am like mentally so drained
Disturbed.
from what happened that
Yeah.
when Ron came into the story, poor Ron, I'm so sorry that I didn't really absorb as much of your story. Because everything previous to that was just so freaking heavy.
Yeah. I mean,
But
but still, like, poor Ron, I think, you know, got equally as bad as what Kathy did because
yes, this is Kathy
Ron,
2.0.
yeah, Ron came into the house. He was staying with Shelly. It was the same situation. Come live with me. I'll help you get back on your feet. You can help me do work around the house.
Yeah,
I'll give you free room and board. He had just broken up with his partner of very long time.
yes.
He didn't have a place to go. Um, you know, things with his mom were maybe not the best. And he moves in with her. Everything's great. He starts calling her Shelly dear. She's treating him so nice. Like she's doing all these, oh my God, that mm. You know, she's really putting on the charm. Tori is at home still.
Yes.
Sammy and Nikki have moved out. They have gone to college. They are living their lives. They are trying to, you know, be normal.
I think
And
Nikki at this point is totally out.
correct.
Where
Correct.
Sammy is still kind of like
A mediator.
feeling
So
a little bit back and forth.
correct. So Shelly has told Tori, you are not allowed to talk to your sister Nikki. We don't know her, you know, like she's exiled. Sammy is keeping in touch with Nikki and with Tori.
Yeah.
So Tori is still in the house. Shelly starts doing not great things to Tori, but not nearly to the extent of
That she did
what
to,
Nikki got through. And Tori and Ron are forming a very nice, close relationship. Like
Uncle Ron, right?
like,
She called him
yeah,
Uncle Ron.
Uncle
Yeah.
Ron. And it's very nice until it's not.
Till it's not.
And then Shelly starts showing her true colors. She starts getting really demanding of Ron. She starts locking Ron in a room, telling him he can't use the bathroom, he can't shower. He's like, but Shelly, dear, like, I need to, like this, that. He's resorted to relieving himself into water bottles. She finds them in his room. She beats the crap out of him. Like, it's quite sad. And it's the cycle starting all over again.
Yeah.
To the point where, you know, he's doing work on the deck. He falls off of a ladder. He hurts himself. They tell him to get back on the deck and to jump off. He does it. Like, it's treating his wounds with, we said bleach before, and the wounds were treated with bleach, and it was just, it's not good. Like, that is, in the midst of everything happening, that is what sticks out to me the most, because how do you do that?
I don't know.
How do you treat someone's open wounds with, like, I'm
You think you
sorry.
know every.
I can't. Like, how? Like, I want to know.
Girl, I
Like,
can't even put rubbing alcohol on a paper cut. Like,
oh my God. I can't put hand sanitizer on it.
Yeah, I can't even, like, this is just so much. Sorry, guys, for the heavy topic today.
Yeah, today is a heavy topic, and it's not fun. But, you know,
Important story to tell. I mean,
very
it's
important. Very.
yeah.
This is the importance of, if you see something, speak up.
Yeah.
Because
1,000%.
nobody spoke up for these people.
No.
Nobody
It
spoke up
was
for the kids.
no. You're right.
I mean,
And it
granted, nobody spoke up for themselves in this situation, but there were signs, there were family members. Kathy's own mother never said anything to anybody. Like, when she wasn't getting any type of phone calls back from Kathy, when Shelly
yeah.
would say, "Oh, Kathy's out, Kathy's out." I'm sorry. If mom called either of our husbands and said, "I haven't been able to get in touch with my daughters
Yeah.
for like a couple of days," and they just kept saying, "Oh, they're out, they're doing this, they're doing that," mom would be like, "No,
Nope.
sorry. I'm
Yeah.
calling the cops."
Yeah. That doesn't sit well enough with me.
Nope. So, I mean, like, if we learn anything from this story, it's that, and these life events, it's that speak up when you see something, speak up, apologize later if it turns out to be nothing. Because, like, it's better to be safe than sorry,
Absolutely. Yep. I agree.
you
And
know?
luckily, unfortunately, it took the girls a very long time and them to get to a level of being, some being out on their own and level of maturity to finally be like, okay, this
Right,
has to stop.
right.
And, Tori was allowed to go with Sammy for a weekend and visit. And while that was happening, they met up with Nikki and they
Right.
had the best time. And after that, Sammy and Tori are together again. And Tori just let it all out and said,
Yep.
you got to get me out of there.
Yeah.
You've
Yeah.
got to get me out of there. And
Mm-hmm.
that's when finally, you know, authorities were called and interviews done and CPS came and got Tori and
Yep.
thank God. But I mean, I say thank God, but I feel like this story could have had while I'm happy that the girls are all fine and they're all living their lives and they're all healthy and thriving. What happened with Shelly was just
It
not
was a
enough for me.
disgrace.
It was
Yeah,
not enough for me.
it wasn't enough for me either. She pled no contest, which, if you um don't know, is when you plead no contest, you're pleading guilty without admitting to your crimes.
Right.
And due to the fact that they did not find evidence of remains of Kathy or Ron. Ron had the same fate that Kathy did. They built a giant bonfire. They burned him alive. Not alive, I'm sorry. They burned his body. Um, and, you know, I mean, because they could not find any evidence of that, I forget how long she got. Um,
She was convicted of second-degree murder, I
yeah,
believe, for Kathy and first-degree manslaughter. And she was sentenced to 22 years. She
not enough.
served 18 of those years. She was released. She's been out for a while. She was released from
Yeah.
prison on November 8th of 2022.
Oh, Wonderful. We're coming up on a terrible anniversary.
Yeah, Dave was sentenced to, because Dave was an accomplice in all this. We really didn't talk a whole lot about Dave during this, but
Right.
he knew everything that was going on and was a
Correct.
participant in much of the abuse that went on with
Yep.
everyone. He was sentenced to 15, served 13. He was released in 2016.
Yeah. And I mean, I feel for Dave a little bit because it goes back to when you have somebody who is manipulating like you so bad and really
Yeah.
breaks you down mentally and emotionally, it's hard for you to see like any way out of it.
I know, but my rage comes in where, you are an adult and you are
Yeah.
responsible for, at least let's give it, these kids that he's responsible for,
Yeah.
and to not say anything.
Yeah.
Total shitbag in my opinion. I'm sorry, I have no sympathy
Yeah.
for Dave. I don't.
I don't disagree with you at all. I think I have a little bit more sympathy for him though, due to the fact that like it's really hard
I
when
know.
somebody treats you like that for
I
so
know.
long,
I
you
know.
know? And I'm not saying that you're wrong at all. You're not. You're not. But, just from where I come from, like, I do. I have a little bit of sympathy for him. I don't necessarily think he wanted to do any of those things. I think he was
Yeah,
just so far gone and knew, like, if I don't keep her happy, like, I will get it. And while that is selfish, I understand that
I was
fight or
just gonna
flight
say that.
instinct.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, but that to me sounds selfish. Like, to where when
Yeah,
you look at how Kathy and Ron acted, while they weren't in there, they couldn't save themselves. They still did what they could to keep Shelly away from the kids.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And it's, oh God, guys, this book is like,
It yeah.
it's
Say
a
what you
lot.
want about all my dark romance books, but this one is the heaviest one I have ever read.
Well, because it's true. Because
It is. It's true.
it's true. And
Yeah.
that's the thing that, really just,
I am very disappointed in what the legal system was back then when she was convicted. Tori told them, like, you will find Ron's belongings in the chicken coop. Like,
yeah.
she couldn't have made it any easier. And they still did not give her a life sentence. Um, I was I do not think that this woman should be walking this earth.
No,
I don't think that she should be um, you know, out from jail. And the worst part about it is that when she was on trial, she still did not admit anything.
no. And yeah, that's the thing that I wanted to add. She still could not see what, I don't know if she could not see what she did wrong, if she's really that insane that she felt like what she did wasn't wrong, or if she
Right.
just won't admit it. Because I think for a lot of the things that were going on in the house, she really believed that she wasn't doing anything wrong.
Right. Because primarily people were doing things like I am after reading this book and the remorse that she had when she was when she pushed Nikki into the shower and it shattered on her.
Right.
That kind of remorse, I truly believe that she was not somebody who could do these things alone, and she could not
Mm-hmm.
do these things like herself, aside from the botched medical type of situation, which, I mean, different level of insane if you ask me.
Yeah.
But, you know, primarily Dave did it, or, you know, telling Ron to jump off the deck. He did it to himself. Or, you know, Kathy and like she could never actually carry out some of these things herself.
Right.
And I think because she didn't necessarily do them herself, that is why she thinks that she didn't do
She didn't do anything
anything.
wrong. Right. She never killed anybody.
Correct.
Oh, God. What a gross, disgusting individual.
What an abomination. Like,
Yeah. I can't even, like, I have no words for the feelings that I have about this woman.
yeah, I don't either.
I can't express them on the YouTube, because even though you can say a lot of things on YouTube,
Yeah, you
you
can't say
can't say what
everything.
I really want to say.
Right. And I mean, I think I might have had a little bit more of an understanding for her if something truly awful, horrible, terrible had happened to her. But I mean, aside from her grandmother being a vindictive bitch, like
Yeah.
she really wasn't terrible. I
No,
mean,
all of her traumatic experiences she made up. All the
right,
bad things that
yes,
happened to Shelly when she was a kid, she made up. They never happened.
correct. Yeah, she was just evil from the start. I mean, to the point where in the beginning of this story, she accuses her own father of assault. She puts broken glass in kids' shoes. Like,
Like, what?
and I mean, she's young. She's not
Right.
even like she's not even a teenager, I don't think, at that point.
No, it's just like, you don't, like, for what? Like a practical joke? I mean, I look at
Right.
my own son who's 12, and his ideas of a practical joke is hiding behind a door and saying boo. I mean, it
Or farting on
doesn't
you.
that too. He's a boy. I mean, come on.
But like innocent stuff. Like she's putting glass in people's shoes. Where did she get that from?
Right. Where did
Who
she get
taught
that
her
from?
that? Like horrible, horrible, evil, awful, terrible woman. And on that note, sorry, Connie, for all the times that we
Yeah.
have gotten mad at you for telling us to go to our room.
I know, right? Can you, like, seriously, the worst I ever got was when I got so pissed off for whatever reason, and I slammed my door, and I didn't have a door for like 3 days.
Yep. Terrible.
That's the worst of it, guys. I mean,
Yep. Terrible.
and I thought that was the end of the world.
Yep. You're
So,
grounded for a week. No TV. Our lives are terrible. God.
So I
Puts it all into perspective.
I know. I so feel for these girls and everything that they went through. I wish it had never, ever happened to them. And
Yeah.
I'm so sorry that it did happen to them.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
on that, I am emotionally drained with this.
And we're out of wine, so we need to go
Yes.
get more.
We're emotionally drained and we are vino drained. But so that's If You Tell by Gregg Olsen, guys. If you
Yeah.
I want to say this as if you can handle this kind of thing, it is extremely well written and it's a lot of information. So yeah, if you are interested and you can handle this kind of stuff, trigger warnings and all, please go read it because it is a good book.
I gave it 4 stars. I could not put it down. I did not stop listening to this. I finished it within, I think like 18 hours. I was done.
I don't think I gave it as high of a rating, and that is not
the topic is heavy.
The topic is heavy. It has nothing to say about Gregg Olsen and his writing. It's fantastic.
Correct.
His writing is absolutely fantastic. His storytelling is absolutely fantastic. This topic for me is just, it's not it.
It's a little much.
It's a lot much.
That's understandable.
Yeah. So I recommend, if this is the kind of thing you like, if you like true crime and you're okay with these kinds of topics, absolutely go read this book.
Yep. And like I said, most of the time I'm pretty okay with things like this. This one was a lot heavier. Gregg Olsen does go into a lot of detail.
Mm-hmm.
I typically have a strong stomach for these types of things. I did, my stomach was in knots for some of this. It was a lot. And if it's too much, if you start it and it's too much, turn it off. If you start it and you need breaks,
take them.
That's okay. Take them. It's okay. I devoured it though. I was like, oh my God. And then what?
Yeah.
And then what? It can't get worse. It gets worse.
Yeah.
And it does.
It always gets worse.
Yep. It always gets worse.
Well, thanks for hanging out during that heavy, heavy topic, everyone. We appreciate you still being here if you're still here.
Yeah, we will come back with something real light next week.
We will come back with something so light next week. Did we decide what we're doing, Deb? Are we going through?
I think we did, and not to sound so obsessed with Megan Quinn, but I think we're
so
doing the Vancouver Agitator series.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go through. Deb has read So This Is War.
Oh, so good.
I have read all of them. I'm going to just quickly go through the series, a very light synopsis. I'm not going to give anything away. But again, guys, these are romance books written by Megan Quinn. You know how they end. Okay, so they're really not spoilers, but just want to give you a little bit of what they're about. So if you're interested in Megan Quinn, if you haven't read anything by her, this is a really great place to start because it's a sports romance.
Yep. And you don't there's no particular order that you need to read them in.
Yeah.
I think they recommend order of publication, but I read So This Is War, which is, I think, the last one she wrote. And I mean, nothing is given away.
Yeah.
So it's good. But we'll get into it next week.
Yeah, we'll get into it next week. I'll go through them in order, but then maybe I'll give you my ranking of which ones I like best if you want to go through it that way. Because, ooh, boy, are they good.
They're good. And we're hockey girls, so I love a good hockey romance.
Have you, now that I just really need to end this on a very light note.
Yeah.
Have you, now that we've read so much rom-coms and you with the dark romance, have you ever been watching if Gary, I don't know if Gary watches sports, but if they have sports on and they say something and you're like,
every time. Gary is a huge football fan, loves football. I mean,
sometimes the announcers was what they say, and I'm like, oh boy.
I know. I'm just
that
sitting
sounds
over
dirty.
And you know what? I'm so bad because sometimes he laughs at it, and I was like, ugh, grow up. And then I do it, and he's like, what?
Yeah.
He's like, you need to grow up. And I was like, you leave me alone.
Yeah. I don't remember. It must have been football. He was like, he's coming hard from behind. I'm like, I'm like, this sport's disgusting.
This is terrible. No more football in this house.
All right. Well, I needed to end this on a high note. So, yes, that's what we'll be talking about next week. So, tune in if you like a hockey romance and you love Megan Quinn, because that's where we're at.
Yep. And remember, everyone, it's only a red flag if he's real.
Bye.
Bye.